Welcome to another episode of Welcome to the Industry. I'm your host, Big DeeMo, and we are here under the New York Underground Radio umbrella. Today, my guest is an international star rising. She is known as the sweetheart of rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call it. She's the sweetheart of it. Got lots of songs out, getting lots of love, so you're getting heard. And you have collaborated with some very good artists from your area, and I just feel that it's only going to get better from here. Let's welcome Amiccella. How you doing, Amiccella?
I am good. How are you?
I am well in sunny California. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Vancouver, Canada. So cold,
Sweet,
rainy
sweet.
Vancouver.
Right on. So let's hop right into it. Let's take it back a little here. So you're little Amiccella, right? And your first hip hop song comes on that you can understand or maybe opens your mind. Who was it, and then what happened next?
Oh, it was probably either, I'm gonna say it was Tupac or it was Biggie or it was Snoop because I have an older brother and I would just listen to whatever he would listen to. So that's where the passion started right there. 2 years old, probably.
Really, 2 years old? And do you recall like what the sounds were like or what it was doing to you at the moment?
I just remember like my fate. Well, I don't know if we really have cognitive memory at 2 years old, but the earliest that I could remember is just, car rides with my brother and he would play his music. I'd have no idea what the lyrics meant, but I just loved how, music made me felt. And, I was so in love with music of every genre, but really hip hop and rap the most. Yeah, so it was just a feeling kind of thing.
What were some of the other genres that were also getting your attention as a youngster?
Yeah, I think, pop, the mainstream music. So I was listening to Spice Girls, of course, and I had
Oh wow.
yeah, the typical, that I would be expected to listen to in that age range. But even like Swedish pop star Robin, do you know Robin? Yeah, she was awesome.
Absolutely.
I listened to her. She was more popular in the 90s for sure, but yeah, she was
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is more of a like a real two-part question, but like we were talking earlier when in the introduction, you have more than a few songs that are out that are, getting love and attention and you're getting heard. But do you feel as a female MC that you're getting your fair chance in the Canadian scene? And if so, like whereabouts are you getting the most love?
That's a great question. I think yes and no. I think there's always room to engage a larger audience and just kind of put myself out there, both Canadian wise and internationally. But I do think the people in my community are very supportive of me and my music and female MCs in general. So I feel very lucky in that aspect. Um, yeah. And what was the second part? I totally blanked. What was the second?
Where about are you getting like the most love right now, like
Oh,
globally?
yeah, it's interesting because I think if you look at my Spotify stats, you'll see like the US is up there, Mexico's up there, Germany, Russia. It's very bizarre, but of course, Canada's up there as well. So it's really all over and that's pretty cool like to see that there's people at the other side of the world who enjoy your music. That's super special. So hopefully it'll keep growing. Oh, my cat's
Yeah,
trying.
yeah. I think you'll be all right. I have a feeling you're gonna explode. So what in that time, right? Like you're building your career and you're getting noticed in Canada. What were some of the steps that you found frightening at first?
I think the, you know, speaking very primarily, just the confidence to know, like, do I have the skill set? Do I have the likability, to put yourself out there? And I think I personally started a little later than most other, rappers or artists, which is, that's something I'm dealing with, but and trying to make up for that lost time, but I wish that I had that confidence earlier on and but yeah, it like you said to me earlier, it's destined. It's timing is destiny. So it probably happened at the right time for me. And yeah, that's my take.
Well, what age were you when you started picking up a pen?
Oh, picking up a pen. I was writing like quite young, different genres, like just writing in general. But yeah, I didn't release my first song until, or record and release my first song until 2021. So yeah,
Really?
yes.
Wow, I did not know that because you have the way you carry yourself, the way I've dealt with you over the last couple of years. I would think that you had been hitting it hard since like middle school or something. The way you carry
Oh,
yourself.
thank you.
I even forget the app I actually came across your music first about. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that was a good link.
Oh,
So let's talk about your roots here. How was it being Italian growing up in Canada?
we have a significant, demographic of Southern Italians where I grew up. So my entire community was where I grew up in a place called East Vancouver, which was very Italian, like a very Italian community. But also, Canada just being very diverse in nature. So, yeah, I grew up a lot with different communities and cultures, but definitely felt very tied to my Italian roots as well. So it was an interesting upbringing for sure. I identified some
And
more Italian than Canadian, yeah.
it just sounds funny to me, like I've been there obviously, and it was like when I see my first Jamaican out there, I was like, sir, you know it's cold out here, right? You know it gets cold out here, right? You're like you're from a warm place, a beautiful warm place. What are you doing here? And it was just like business, but I'm like, you don't have to be here. Like the islands is nice. And he just like, no, it's business. So, I know there's a lot of business that goes up there. And Vancouver is really beautiful. Shout out my guys, Swollen members. It's a very beautiful place. So, what about like traditional foods? Like you grew up eating like your traditional foods in your community and stuff. Like, what is it like having traditional Italian food versus the Canadian food?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I grew up, I spent a lot of time with my grandma, who I call my nonna, of course. She basically raised me. But she, where we grew up, she had her garden. So she would garden her own or grow her own tomatoes and vegetables, and she'd cook
Right
every
on.
single day. Yeah, so I'm a snob when it comes to Italian food. But then you'll talk to like what I call a real Italian who was like born and raised in Italy. And
Right.
to them I'm fake, like I'm not a real Italian. So it's kind of funny, but I still, identify as more Italian than Canadian, to be honest.
I mean, as you should, it's always funny when we talk about demographics because you're like, yeah, I'm American, but no, like when I explain to people like, oh, I'm black and Jewish, they're like, so where's your family from? Like, no, I'm American. Like, oh, so everybody's really like, yeah, that's just the roots. It's always funny because it's just the place you're from, right?
Yeah,
You're from Canada, but of course you're Italian. Um,
absolutely.
have you done any shows recently that we didn't hear about?
I haven't done shows for quite a while now. I think the last one I did was when I opened for Snoop Dogg's after party, and then yeah, I think I
Right.
took
Okay.
a break from there to yeah, focus in the back end a little bit.
Okay. With that being said, what's your wildest story from any of your shows?
Oh, do I have? Well, I did. I don't know if you heard about the situation with Rick Ross here.
Oh, I remember. So
Did you?
going back over that, I remember I asked you about it and like you're explaining it, and then of course we both got caught up on our days. But yeah, it seemed kind of like an embarrassing situation.
Yes, yeah. So basically I was so excited because I got to open for Rick Ross. And then there was, the height of the drama between Kendrick and Drake. I don't even really
Right.
know what took place, but somebody threw a punch and then a big, huge fight broke out. And I never like to see that happen, and I think it's really silly, especially over music when, music is meant to connect,
Right.
divide us, right? And so that was really sad to see, but it was a very crazy story and people did get hurt. So, um, yeah, not a great situation. Yeah.
Did you ever cross paths with him during that situation?
No, I actually wasn't. I left slightly before that, so it kind of took place a little afterwards, but yeah, it was just being connected to that in some way when it was such a highlight of an experience and then it just turned so negative, which was sad.
Right. And this was just like a show that was in Vancouver or nearby.
Yeah, it was downtown Vancouver. It was Canada Day. It was like a little festival. There
Oh
was,
no,
yeah, yeah, we had,
Canada Day.
it was a Canada Day festival.
Wow.
Yeah. We had Mercules, Sickick, Rick Ross, and then a bunch of local artists, and it was a really cool show up until that moment, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the shot of Merc. Shout out to him for doing all the things he's doing right now. He's really
Yeah,
killing it.
he is, absolutely.
And what about backstage? No, no antics. Have you ever been a part of any wild stories from backstage, like contract disputes or fallouts right before you have to put on a smile and see all these people cheering you, cheering for you?
No, I'm very fortunate that I've not had that experience, and I hope, knock on wood, never to have. But it's sometimes part of the, like you said, the industry, right? But no, I haven't had that experience. Luckily, we'll try to keep it that way.
Uh, yeah, that's good. So Amiccella has her first tour. Put it together for us. Where are you going? What's happening? What's the theme?
Oh gosh, send me anywhere. I'd love to go, to Asia. I'd love to go to, even Mexico, China, Japan, anywhere. Take me anywhere. The States, of course. I have a few spots I really want to visit in the States and haven't had the chance to. In Europe, and then of course you got to end in Canada. I do have an EP coming out. I'm giving you top secret info here. I haven't shared this yet. Yeah, but I have
Ooh,
an EP coming out. It's called Dame Diaries, and it's kind of going to talk about the foundation of Amiccella and through the 5 tracks of the EP, it's going to have a different sound for each track, just showing, the diversity, but always tying back to the elements and through each piece kind of sharing a different part of my story. So I'm really excited for that to come out. So stay tuned for a TBD, a date.
oh, that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that with us. You heard it first here. We got an EP coming that's going to explain some things. And just to add to it, I see what you're doing. Why go the EP way to slowly break in? And because I know you have a single coming out that's big time, and I see how you're working it. What's motivating you to do it this way, the rollout this way?
The single before that EP, you mean? Like just the
Right.
roll. Yeah. Okay, so a few things. It's logistically kind of out of my control at the moment, but I really want to continue my momentum and just share the music that I do have in the vault. So I'm gonna release a couple singles until the EP is ready. I'm just waiting on some back end things, something I'll share maybe in the future, not quite so yet. But yeah, so that's gonna be coming out through a third party. So that's why I'm just not
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, too openly about it. But I am really, really excited for that, and I do hope that that becomes a pivotal moment in my music career and trajectory. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I've been sitting on this smear campaign coming out this Friday, September 26th. Been sitting on it for a while and talking about confidence again. I was like, you know what? It's my time to share my perspective and not have the fear, but instead the empowerment of saying, if this resonates with someone else, then it's done its job, and I'm really happy to share that. Oh, this is my baby Zena. Zena, say hi. Who is that? Look, she's gone. Yeah, and then I
We
have
got a co-host.
um, what did you say? I missed that.
Oh, I said we have co-host.
Oh, a co-host. Yeah,
Yeah.
She likes the attention. Um, and then our song, if you don't know, Big Demo and I have a track coming out right after smear campaign, so stay tuned. It's called Mi Vida Loca.
Yeah, and you know what? And I gave it that title because I'm like, watching your life is like a movie sometimes. And if anybody thinks that everything goes perfect as much as you smile and are greeting, like, yeah, you're a true sweetheart, but put a mic in front of you and let someone slightly test you, and then they get their feelings hurt. So I already know like the hard worker you are, and with that, I was just like, yeah, this song's gonna be called "My Crazy Life," just because like at one point it was like she's here, she's there, this is happening. Here's the next thing. Three collabs here, and I was like, she's like, you're working hard, like Conway from Griselda. He's dropping like every other month. It's wild. So I was like, okay, when I send this to her, this is what I'm gonna call it, and just let her do her thing. If she decides to change it or whatever, cool. But this is how I feel from what I see. I was like, man, her life is truly like a movie. I'm pretty sure like when you blow up, if they gave you a reality show, it would do well. Like it would do very well. I think it would just be a great package deal there.
That's hilarious. I'd love that. That'd be a dream. Yeah. And I think it was a perfect title because that's what inspired me to write to it. And yeah, that's perfect.
So you have a lot coming out here. Now here's an interesting question that we ask everybody, and it totally differs.
Okay.
And because you're a female MC, you could do a mixture of this answer, or you can give me male and female perspective. But top five MCs dead or alive, and this will let us know who kind of inspired you.
Okay, well, I have to say number one, DMX, because I just love him so much. His voice, I've always been really attracted to like that vocal sound, and so like him and Mystical, I would always listen to. So DMX, my number one. I love him. Um,
Okay,
I'd say and I don't know if like this is not going to be something that is like it's going to be controversial because it's not a person that you would say, "Oh yes, this is like definitely top 5." It's just for me personally what inspired me growing up and what I had
absolutely.
accessibility to, right? Yeah. So someone like Angel Hayes, like when I heard her music and realized that rap is so much more meaningful than what we may sometimes see in mainstream. So Angel Hayes really inspired me. I know this is
Okay,
uh who else do we have? So DMX, Angel Hayes. I did really listen to a lot of Snow the Product. I think she is really, really talented, and to see what she's done as an independent artist, 100%.
fair.
Yeah. Of course, Tupac. Like I have to put Tupac in there. I have, I'm reading his poetry and some of his books and about him. And so yeah, I'm really inspired by his story and learning more about him. And I'd say the last one, Biggie, just for sound quality. Like his songs from when I was a child still play in my head. So that's the top 5.
That is a great list. And like I said, it differs from everybody. Like over the years, I've heard all kinds of combination and even some local, heroes. And, then we go check them out and realize, okay, now we understand
Yep.
where you came from, right? So everything is going smooth. And I know you took some time off away from the spotlight a little bit, and as you earned it, like I said, you had a run where I was just like, look at this lady's life movie, so I definitely know you've been working hard, but I also know the quiet comes before the storm, and you've been working on, just like the smear campaign and the EP. What's all next for Amiccella?
On next, yeah, like I said, I have a little bit of a new team that I'm excited to share more about when the time is right. So I'm really looking at just kind of giving it a push. I'm getting older, and um like I said, I started later in my life, and it's something that I'm trying to make up for that lost time now. So I'm really feeling motivated and excited to kind of just put everything that I've got into it, right? And just working on refining my sound, my lyrics, figuring out, asking myself who is my actual audience? Like, who am I marketing myself to here? And yeah, and just I think for me, what's really important is that, piece of integrity and staying true to my music and just continuing to make music that I love and I want to listen to. So, always keeping that in the forefront of anything that's coming up as well.
All right. Thank you. What about you got any new videos coming out with any of the new songs or tracks? Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
one ready to go for one of the songs on the EP. I do want to do one more for the EP. I have another song I think is gonna be my new best song. It's, I always say Hood Bella was my best song until Spotify took it down, but we're getting it back up there, don't worry. And then yeah, I think this new one is my new favorite of all time. So excited to share that. And then yeah, maybe a few other videos. I've got a bunch of other songs that I'm really liking how they're going. So we'll maybe have to do a few videos in the future here.
Amazing. Well, I just want to thank you for your time and coming through for us and giving us this interview. I've wanted it for a long time. You already know. And I just think the universe is the limit for you. I think there's no ceiling, and if the universe has a ceiling, you're gonna find it. Um, what's all your socials? Plug the audience into all your socials.
Yeah, absolutely. Every streaming and social media platform at Amiccella, it's two C's, two L's, no H. So think of yourself as an Italian when you say it's Amiccella, no H, two C's, two L's. So Amiccella. And thanks so much for having me. It was a great chat.
And that's so funny you say that because I always have to remind myself, I was like, be Italian right now. It's two C's. I always have to do it because I always remember my friend from high school, her Marcella, right? Her name was Marcella, and she was like, remember, it's two C's. Like, that's how I always remember. Wow, that's funny. Well, thank you for that. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week and good luck to you in all your adventures.
Thank you so much, you too.